Suzanis is a form of art that comes from the region of Central Asia. The term Susani comes from the word susankari, which means needlework. So basically they are embroideries made by women. About 15 years ago, when I got my first piece, it was a very special one. I still have it. I was pulled towards it. It spoke to me, and I had to have it. And since then, I've been acquiring more pieces that, for some reasons, seem special to me. Zoroastrianism is the religion that preceded Islam, and a lot of its symbols were translated into Suzanis. Suzanis' main use is not only decorative one, but also the protective and well-wishing one for the new family. So many symbols like the moon, that was the symbol of fertility, a feminine symbol, would be represented in the rosettes that a lot of Suzanis carry. And as Islam took over, that rosette started to represent more the sun, which is the symbol of prosperity, more than the moon. But nevertheless, they are highly symbolic, and it's always a well-wishing for the family, for the new family. These are a few examples of the Suzanis. They are made of silk, both the base and the embroidery. And this is the perfect example of the unfinished bit over here. So these are the regular flowers, right? So here is another one. And this is the unfinished one. So if you put them together, you can see it better. But it hasn't been finished in these parts. So that's a very tricky detail that they put in. And then we have the examples of rosettes that I've been talking about, like in this case, for example, this round thing, and a larger one right here in the corner. These are all examples of the rosettes that were the symbols of the moon, and in some places they take them for a symbol of the sun. One that is very often used is a symbol of Chile. This is a chili. It's supposed to ward off the evil eye. The pomegranates, in this case, right here, and this one also features many pomegranates, is symbolizes fertility for the new family. Well, flowers are obviously for the life to be beautiful. Here, this is a very unique detail right here. These are special beads that are made of glass, and they have a little white detail in there. It's also to ward off the evil eye. Most of the Suzanis are made with several strips of cloths joined together. So right here, for example, you can see that this is one piece, this is another piece, this is a third piece. So they're all embroidered separately, and then they're joined together. Before the girl gets married, the women folk of family members, but women family members, get together and start embroidering. That was an old custom, and unfortunately it's not done anymore, but they would gather together in a circle of women, and they embroider these pieces for the bride. And during the process, a lot of wisdom would be shared with the girl, kind of in preparation of her before she gets married, for the married life. During the process of making Suzanis, that's what would happen, that the mother would pass on her knowledge as a woman onto her daughter, and also with it the tradition of making the Suzani. Every time I went to Uzbekistan, I've brought pieces back with me, And over time, they started piling up in the suitcases because I could only display in my house so many of them. There were special pieces that I chose here and there, and I just liked having them. But my mother actually said that I was collecting my own dowry, which is a custom from where I come from Uzbekistan. And then my husband, he suggested that I started maybe selling them. And at first I said, no, they're my children. I did not want to part with them because they were so beautiful, each unique in its own way to me. But then I started showing them first to friends and some people that my husband introduced me to. And as I started telling them the story behind these textiles, it really got people's attention, and it was nice because I was not just selling textiles, I was selling a piece of my history to them. And seeing these pieces displayed in a house, a piece of my upbringing in somebody else's house, felt really nice, so that convinced me. Yeah, one specific detail that I really like, that I didn't know of when I started collecting them, is that each Suzani comes unfinished, and it symbolizes that life doesn't end, the continuity of life, continuity of tradition. So as the mother would pass on her knowledge onto her daughter, she would also pass on the hope that she would continue with that tradition. So each Suzani has a little piece, probably sometimes more hidden, sometimes more obvious, but it's always there, that is unfinished. And it might look like a fault, but it's on purpose.